Hello,
Well,
Cease.
it's a lot nice to see you.
That's right.
Yes,
Must be close to 50 years since I saw you.
No, boy.
Yeah. Can you remember when we put the logs in through that house there? In through the one in here, and we put another one up here in the middle right there.
Yeah.
And another one on the end, and that was big logs and
Down through.
down through the floor.
And we put one across the end and one across the back to keep it
Yes.
stirred.
In the last few years before we left the island, we had a diesel generator there, and so we had electricity, and that was a big thing. When people got their TVs and telephones, it made a lot of difference. Yeah.
How did you first hear about resettlement, and what sort of thoughts was this triggering in your mind?
Well, we got it through the mail. It came in the mail to everybody that the government had this plan to try to resettle the people because it was costing too much money to have people on these islands, and they were offering so much money if you moved. Some got more and some got less, depending on their family size.
How did you first hear and learn about resettlement?
Well, on the radio it would be then that certain thing. Barhaven was, well, all the young people were, when they finished school, they were going away, they weren't coming back anyway.
Oh, the welfare officer told me about it. I went to the post office one day and they said if you want to move now, there's money for moving now. You know?
What was your immediate reaction to that?
Well, that kind of got us on the move, you know. And
What, the money?
the money I thought. A little bit of money per move.
Was life on the islands by this time becoming a little bit difficult?
Oh yeah. Now, yeah. You're really on your own. There's no nothing to get, no shops or there's nothing there now. You got to go to a little harbor or come there.
When you heard it on the radio, what were you actually hearing? What was the announcement saying?
Well, there was, there was money for people to move if they wanted to move, but they had to be 100% then move before they'd pay any money, eh?
Was there a period of time when you first moved here that you wondered whether you had done the right thing?
Yeah, well, that could be. But now, everyone was moving, I suppose. That was it. You had to wait to see what comes. Yeah.
We didn't expect what we saw when we got here. You know, no water, no sewer, mud to your ankles, and we had 3 kids then, and we had to go to a well house and get water pumped out.
Money was the problem, you know. That we only getting about, most families only probably got about $1,500 or $1,600, and but now it used to cost probably $1,000 for the move.
The entire community had to volunteer to move.
Yeah, the whole community. Yeah.
But did in practice, did that actually work?
Oh yes, most places I guess when one person was gone, the other person said they were going to go. That's how it happened then. Like whole community, Harbour of Uppet was a big community. There was they had big business up there, real big business. A lot of schooners and boats and people worked, and then they had a saltfish drying plant up there and everything. And everybody moved up from up there. Eh?
We decided that we would make a move too. So we came over here, had a look at this place over here, and
This place, Arnold's Cove.
this place, Arnold's Cove, and had a look at this over here, and then we said, we might as well come here. It's, you know, it's as good as anywhere, because no place seemed to have very much at that time. It was only just low brush around here, and when it got bowled off, I mean, it was muck.
Where the house was to the the beach,
The
where
barge.
the barge was,
Yeah.
what sort of distance?
Oh, I would say probably 500 feet. Or yeah, it's or maybe it was 1,000 feet, and it was down over a big embankment. It had to go down, and then it had to settle out, go out on the barge. Yeah, it was a steep place. We wasn't sure what could really happen to it, you know. Yeah.
So they used blocks and tackles to
Block and
drag
tackle.
it, just drag it along.
That's right.
About 5,500 feet.
Yeah. Till your two blocks would come together, then
Yeah.
they would lengthen it out again and
Yeah.
pull again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get it on the boat.
Yeah.
And then the journey across. How
Yeah.
long did that take?
I'm not really sure because I wasn't there, but it must have took probably 4 or 5 hours to come over here. But the boat was could move fairly well, yeah. But it was a long distance, and you couldn't expect anything when you're crossing the ocean out there, you know, because it can get very stormy out there on times.
And looking back on it, did it seem a pretty amazing idea to come up with?
Of
to
course.
move a house from A to B over rocks and.
Yeah, the first 2 hours was a bit difficult, but after that, you know, it come to be, it wasn't much to it at all. Eh?
You was over on the corner of my house over on the other end over there, and you used to have to use the sledgehammer, right?
Yeah, it's 15-pound sledgehammer.
Yes, and you were breaking it down, breaking off. I had concrete pillars in there,
Yeah.
and you were breaking them off and lowering the house down on the other blocks.
Another black ship.
Yeah, and we didn't have many left, only just a couple hanging there.
Two that's just hanging. That's
Yes,
all, yeah.
and all of a sudden down goes the house,
Yeah,
right on a big boulder we had underneath the house.
yeah. Sammy bowling out, don't hit no more, don't hit.
Don't hit, and the house is down. The
Yeah.
house is down, and we heard a crack. Went open the door and walked in, and sure enough, wasn't it?
Rock was up to the floor.
Up to the floor.
Bulged right up.
That's right. And I said to myself, well, that's it. House is finished. I'll never fix it anymore,
Yeah.
right?
This is the one we brought over for Lambert Stowbridge, eh? And he lived in that for a while, and then he gave it up. He sold it, and
Looked like all around you.
When I came here,
Yeah.
when I built the house, we didn't even have a road. We had no lights, no water, no nothing. It was something new, you know, the building up. We had nothing.
everybody is better off now. But the first couple of years, people had a hard time with it because they were away from the water. There's no water and sewer, and I mean, they were on the island. They were alongside the salt water. Yeah, it was too rushy. It should have been when they talked about resettlement. They should have had they should have waited and had the places that they were going to move the houses to move the people to. They should have had them prepared for it. They weren't prepared for it here. There was 29 houses here, I think, and then in the year there was over 100.
It looks like everything is okay now.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, we got a pretty good town here now.
Oh, yes, but
And
yeah,
our homes are all pretty good.
yeah.
So we had a lot of work to put it the way it is, no
Well,
doubt
that's
about
right,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is your fishing stage, I would.
Oh, it's like